Let's start with the basics. Energy. Energy is defined as the capacity of a physical system to perform work. Now, there are two types of energy we shall talk about today, which include the following. Let's first talk about the most common one, being kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is energy that is due to motion. The amount of kinetic energy in a moving object depends on its speed and its mass. The faster an object moves, the more kinetic energy it will have. Now, let's look at kinetic energy in action. As the character is being thrown through the air, we can see that is kinetic energy, but we can also see kinetic energy when we lift weights.
I wake up and chase my dreams. I won't regret when the sun sets, cause I live my life like I'm a beast. I control my breath, keep my body ready, focus on the finish, and keep my head steady. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in.
As the weight is going up and down, the energy is being transferred into kinetic energy. Now let's look at kinetic energy's equation to learn more about it. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. The equation shows that the more mass a body has, or the faster it's traveling, the more kinetic energy it will have. So, now, let's get into the second energy we'll be talking about. Potential energy, that is. Yes, the great and powerful Goku has a lot of potential and energy, but does that make it potential energy? But first, we must ask ourselves the potent question. What is potential energy? Potential energy is stored energy, with the ability to change into another kind of energy to do work or to cause change, as seen in the pictures beside. Here's the definition of potential energy with a little bit more illustrations. Potential energy, by definition, is energy possessed by an object due to its position or state, and is also measured in joules. For example, this cat has a high potential energy because it is at a high position. From this, we can say that Goku does in fact have stored energy, aka potential energy. Now, let's take a step back to talk about energy a little in its relationship with work. We know that because of the laws of conservation that states matter or energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Now we must ask ourselves, what is happening to energy if it cannot be created nor destroyed? Simply, the answer is that energy is being transformed into another kind of energy. As the spacecraft is re-entering the atmosphere, the ship is having its kinetic energy converted into a thermal energy. This brings us to our next little fact. From the previous video, we can see that energy is being lost to sound and heat. This is shown as the spacecraft re-enters the atmosphere. Now let's move on to our next topic, work. When a force acts upon an object to cause displacement of the object, it is said that work was done upon the object. To simplify the definition, work is a change in energy. Now, here's the equation to work. The important to take from this box of equations is that force equals distance. Now that we know that force equals distance, we can find out one thing. We know that force is measured in newtons and distance is measured in meters. So the measuring units for work would be newtons times meters, or joules. That's it for the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it.
Bye-bye!
Bye.